And we have no better time but to go live. And we're raising money for the Veterans Community Project on there.
Ooh, I love that.
Put that out there and see what magic can be.
That's amazing.
Created! Utilizing all the resources and all the tools. Who would have thought? It's all coming together now. Yo! Ho! We got sunshine and bubbles. Episode number 7 of our podcast, where we are humble hemp farmers here in Wisconsin working with all things cannabis and raising awareness to our natural earthing existence.
Ooh.
I feel super grounded and connected now that I can put my feet in the ground. And after this past weekend, woo! I couldn't feel more invigorated about our interconnectedness. It's super beautiful, hey?
Oh, it was a glorious time. I think my favorite was the lake, for sure.
The lake?
Getting down by the water and getting in the water and feeling the vibrations.
Yes, I'm
and
excited
using all our senses because it was really dark.
Are you talking about when we were skinny dipping?
Yes.
Okay. You heard
that annual skinny dip.
Going around that. I'm like, we're definitely skinny dipping and the stars.
Oh.
I loved the water. It was cold as could be, but when you looked up and were catching your breath, it was the stars.
They're dancing.
It was beautiful. I can't wait to delve into all those dirty details.
Juicy.
Juicy details as this goes on. But to start it off, should we say our prayer?
I think we should.
Okay.
Especially after that.
I know, right? Dear Lord Jesus, thank you for forgiving us and being relentless in your pursuit of our hearts as we continue to be your hands and feet and sprinkle positivity, joy, enthusiasm for Mother Gaia and all the wonderful gifts that you have given to us here on this green earth. We are forever in your favor and forever grateful.
Ooh.
In Jesus' name, glory be to you. Amen.
Amen.
Together now. Amen. Can I get an amen?
It was lovely. Bubbles. I loved it.
Love that prayer. It's that easy. And our mantra for podcast number 7 is
better together.
We are.
Yes. Oh my gosh. The Care Bear suits though. We are bearing the Karen and Karen the Baron.
We showed up at the Midwest Women's Herbal Conference in Care Bear suits. They were actually comfort sweatsuits, but super cozy, comfortable. Spot on for the weather. I feel like we were warm.
Yeah.
And that was like one of my biggest things. I'm like, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to be warm.
Yeah.
Here.
Like solid color, top, bottom, just bright as can be. Yellow and blue Care Bears on the scene. We may have gotten some looks. I feel like people were maybe just a little jelly that they didn't have such amazing suits.
We got a ton of compliments, too.
Yes, we did. No, they all were very sweet about it. Like,
I'm sweet.
I suggest that you get them because, yes.
Okay, let me just paint the scene. So we're late, rolling up to the 14th annual Midwest Women's Herbal Conference in Almond, Wisconsin. We roll up in the Jeep in our vendor market mobile, and we're with grace and a bit of haste. I was reversing, being careful of, the vendors around me and the people walking like a boss, just backed it up right into the vendor tent. Pretty darn close. I don't think I could have got much closer. We're jamming on Chill Radio Station on XM. So boots it, cats, and we're coming in hot. And we need to get our vendor booth set up in the market because it is actively open.
Open for business.
Just by a bit. I mean, it's not like we were like super late. We're running it tight.
No, it was divine timing.
And we open up our doors and both of us hop out because, of course, we're on a mission with our real life Care Bear suits. And I get a girl who marches right up to me. She's like, hi. She's like, are you, and I'm like, yeah, we're vendors here. We're just going to quick, unpack out. She's like, yeah, okay. And then she kind of like looks me up and down and she's like, it's just these sweatsuit culture in America. I don't know. I was like, well, these suits have positive affirmations and they're weighted for my anxiety. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But I think I heard her. I was just like, yeah, it's travel day.
Yeah, it was the perfect travel suit and unloading suit, and that whole day we rocked it. I felt like I worked for 3 days straight, but it was only one day, the whole day. So we were warm, we were comfortable, not restricted by any means. Slept with it, with the hood and everything.
Even if we did look a little slouchy. I don't know if slouchy is how you can describe the comfort hitting, but it was perfect for the occasion. I did look around though, and I seen all the mindfully crafted, cotton, organic, cloth items that were being sold all around us. And I was like, well, I can't say that this is all that. No. But I do know that it is made with the highest intentions, the highest and best intentions to bring comfort
to your soul.
To your soul. Yes.
I want one in every color. I'm not going to lie.
And they were gifted to us from Grandma Cheryl.
Thank you so much.
How thoughtful.
Yeah. Didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm. So I'm glad we were able to rock that matching suit.
Yeah.
And skip to the loo while we're doing it.
I just want to throw something in there, though. Ashley Bubbles pulled like a total bubble move as she's backing up, in motion, doing the thing. She's like, looks over at me. She's like, should I be doing this right now? We're already there. You can't second guess when we're full sending it. That's not possible. Yes, we're doing this. And that's when we jumped out in our Care Bear suits. And took care of business very sweetly, quickly. We said hello. Yeah. In our true sunshine and bubbles fashion.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Me neither. And they were all our friends by the end anyways. So
absolutely.
It worked out.
We made so many new friends.
So don't judge a book by its cover, right?
Yes, that's true.
Lessons to be learned.
I did feel out of place when we first rolled up, but we quickly assimilated and infiltrated the scene as the only, we are a sponsor. DNA Hemp was a sponsor for the event. And the only cannabis sponsor for the event. I can't say the only cannabis vendor. I think we were the only cannabis growers. No, because that one girl.
Did she?
With her kombucha and all of her offerings that were so mindful from her farm. She was a grower. She loved Suver Haze as that strain. And she had incorporated it into some of her lotions, I do believe.
Nice.
And the tallow lady across from us also had the CBD infused tallow, which she needed a new CBD plug. So I was like, hey, we're your girls. We got enough to go around and we love to share. Because Sharon is Karen. Care Bears. And then you were with the yellow, you were totally Funshine.
Oh, Funshine.
When I looked that up, I was like, of course it's Funshine. And then blue, which it was what I was in, was the grumpy Care Bear, but also said, not the ruckus. I just posted it. What did it say? It was awesome. I really did enjoy it. It'll come to me. That was fun. it was kind of, something about just like causing a ruckus or being bold. Something along those lines.
Shaking it up a bit.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yes, that is what we did. I absolutely love it. Are we diving into, everything Midwest Women's Herbal while we're on the topic?
We could.
Right?
Yeah. What was one of your favorite takeaways from this weekend?
Whoa.
I know, it's tough, it's deep. Or one of your favorite activities, or...
Oh my goodness. It was all so luscious and so intentional and super groovy. I felt so connected with the earth. And I think the biggest heart warmer for me that I keep replaying and I'm still kind of assimilating and processing the whole experience is honestly the sisterhood. Yeah. I know I said it before and I'll say it again. Those ladies there all came in with an open mind, an open heart, and shared their gifts. And that is the divine purpose and what he put us here on this earth to do. And I feel like we accomplished just that and made some really new friends. So for me, it was the relationships, the new friends that I made along the way. Every time. I feel like we made like 10 friends, like 10 solid, 5 solid ladies that I would love to keep in touch with. And I look forward to it already, seeing them again next year.
Yes.
What was your takeaway, your biggest takeaway of that?
Maybe not my biggest, but one of them is it just really set it home that we need to use our senses. More than just your eyes. You need to, feel it with your hands, taste it if you can, or they're like, be careful, you don't want to eat everything, but taste it, smell it before you even touch it. Just get to know it and get to form a relationship with it, the being, everything's a being.
The kin.
Our kin.
The key.
The key.
No more it is key.
I feel like this was the pyramid.
Oh.
The pyramid, where at the very top, humans like to think that we are the top tier, ruling everything. And really, we learned that it's a circle. And we all belong, and we all here to take care of one another. And that's the way that nature works. And it's a circle of life. And we are not dominating. We are even more responsible because we do have these capabilities and we have thumbs, disposable thumbs. I feel like that just sets us apart. So we have even more of a responsibility to other beings, to take care of them and love them and do them right, because they do us so right and we just take it for granted. Even trees in the air and tree hugging. I could go on, but yes, those were some of my favorites.
Yeah, that was really impactful, that visualization of the pyramid versus the circle. And I feel like we've grown up knowing that everything's interconnected. It's the web of life. But I feel like the whole indigenous native perspective just takes it to a whole nother level of understanding and being able to relate to that.
Yeah.
I feel like the colonialization
yes.
was referenced a lot, and how the conqueror, the man, came and just kind of claimed everything for himself. And to think that Columbus, discovered America, like it was already here and people were already like thriving and vibing here and and working in that circular space. But the analogy with the land and how we treat our land versus how the indigenous would treat their land was really powerful, listening to Robin Wall Kimmerer talk about. I just love her so much. I highly, highly, highly recommend you bust open Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. She was the keynote speaker on the first evening and kind of just really set the tone of, connect the interconnectedness with not only sisters, but with the earth, with the trees, with the air, and with the water that we drink. I mean, it was just the elements.
All the elements. With
the indigenous culture too, was pretty powerful to kind of think of the directionals too.
Yeah.
I feel like correlating with the north, east, south, and west. That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
And how it connects in with the elements
Yeah.
and how to pay. And at the core of everything is the gratitude. Just being so thankful.
Yeah. Oh, that was good.
Operating with coming from a place of gratitude.
Mm-hmm. And respect, intention. Yeah, just maybe slow down a little bit and realize that we're not the only ones.
The earth is not here to conquer.
No.
It's here it's like the giving tree. I just feel like.
But we have to give back, right? It's reciprocity.
It's the infinity loop.
Yes. It comes back to one love. I think it was I liked the fact that there were lots of different, avenues of things. Like you said, the native, and then, there was a little witchy vibe, right? And then the elements, and how they are so similar, though. Like, call it what you will. It's all one love, one being.
And I felt that.
Yeah.
I really felt that there with just, admiring all the different women that were there that showed up and were with a student mentality and wanted to learn and connect and just do more, be more, care more. Mm-hmm. And then also the variety of biodiversity that was there too, and that we were able to have a safe space to learn about it all. The lineup, when you roll up, you get one of these handy dandy schedules for the weekend, and it is just chocked full of learning opportunities. I loved that the mantra here was embracing generosity, care, and curiosity here at the women's conference. I loved that. I feel like that just kind of really embraced it. Yeah. Embracing, the give and take, the mindfulness, care that we as species should demonstrate on a daily basis. And like you were saying, trusting your instincts and letting that guide your creativity, because that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. Use your gifts. That was mentioned so many times too. Like, don't rely on anybody else. Just trust your instincts. If it feels good, do it. If it doesn't, there's probably a reason. Do your own research, but trust your initial instinct.
Kind of what you were saying, like when we rolled up and I had that moment where I was trying to renege. I'm like, wait a minute, Joey. And it's like that, it's almost trained to kind of, it's like beaten out of us, our God-given intuition. Yeah. That voice is just too quiet. And I feel like it was through the Sisterhood and through this conference and holding space, it was like raise those vibrations, amplify that intuition, and that's getting all the chakra wheels moving. And that's why we can use herbs as just one of our allies to be able to keep those energy centers moving, like your crown chakra, to hear the spirit and the divine, your third eye to be able to trust what your 14 generations of experience has to say. Whoa, I just made a connection too. It was the 14th annual Herbal conference, and
14 generations.
Who was it that said that? That was Gail Faith Edwards that said that women carry 14 generations of knowledge, trauma, and insights. You carry that with you.
All those energies. Wow.
I feel like that was kind of mind blowing.
Yeah, no, that's hard to even comprehend. That was like a couple thousand years, right? Like if everybody lived for 100 years.
1,400 years.
Like what? That's a long time ago.
14. So, with the technology and the lack of grounding and the no connection with our food source, with that source energy and lack of spirituality, I feel like everybody, God, bless, whether you call it divine, source, creator,
spirit, there's lots of names.
Whatever you want to call it, it's all that level of spirituality and that connection to source, which I feel like has been kind of frayed. And how we got here, I don't know, because I feel like it's only been in the last 100 years that we've really lost the connection. And that has to do probably with industrialization.
I feel like the convenience aspect has really been crippling to us as a society.
And that fast-paced culture.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying in Sicily, they didn't even know what a to-go drink was. They were like, what? And I had to be like, I'm going to drink it to go. Like, can I get that in a cup? And they were like, why? Why are you drinking when you're walking?
Where are you going?
Yeah, where are you going? For real. But, like, that was kind of a big eye-opener for me because in our culture, that's just what we do. We get our food to go. We get our drinks to go. We're just on the go. We're going.
Where are we going?
Yeah.
Where?
Sometimes we don't even know. Like, I remember one time Danny was, like, in such a hurry to, like, leave the house. And, like, we were in such a hurry. I, like, stopped and looked at him, like, where are we going? And he's like, I don't know. Like,
But I gotta get there.
yeah.
I totally get that, yeah.
Stop and smell the roses.
Once you're present, I feel like they, again with the senses, right? Just being present in that moment and taking it for exactly what it is, feeling the feels. Just don't stay there, you know, even if it's good ones. No, stay with the good, but if it's good, it's not so good.
Well, no, keep things fluid.
Yes, be honest with yourself. Keep the harmony going. Honor yourself and your feels. All the hippie dippy things. It was amazing. Right? Just keep on keeping on.
If that's what a hippie is all about, I'm all over it.
Me too.
One love.
I think we already are.
Make love, not war.
Yes.
Hey, yo, and that was so great. If you have not had the opportunity, if you are a lady out there, and I know we have guy viewers too, but, you know, iron sharpens iron, you know, kind of putting it in a male's perspective. But for women, if you haven't had the opportunity to take place into a woman space, I highly encourage it and recommend it because, let's face it, you know, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. We're a lot of times vibrating on different levels. We're speaking a whole nother language. And although we need that yin yang, masculine, feminine energy, very much so, love our males out there. We couldn't do it without you. It takes a
Love you, homie.
Yes, nothing but love. But I feel like just that, like that feminism, that divine feminist, that, you know, the girl power, all of that. Like we are one, and it just felt like we are the caretakers, the lovers, the stewards of the land. It's a great role to step into and really kind of harness that power because we have those nurturing, mothering vibes. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Talk about instincts, right? Like, just jump right in.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just keep showing up. Just for today. I like that with the Reiki as well. It's like, just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will be kind to all living things. And I feel like that kind of slows you down into the present moment.
Like, pump the brakes.
Sinks you in the, like.
Oh, I like that.
Sit you in the present moment.
Mm-hmm. Buckle up, buttercups.
Yo! Because every moment is a new moment. And I feel like I've been practicing that, you know, side quest. I've been practicing that with my kids as well. Of being able to forgive one another. Like right away. You know?
Yeah.
And just be like, hey. And, you know, accountability. Sometimes I do lose my cool. Sometimes I do bark at them. And I'm really, really trying not to yell, but it is hard. Because that is like breaking chains for me in my 1,400 years of, I don't know, loud women. No, just kidding. But like...
It's good, you know, and I use your throat chakra.
Yes. But, you know, kind of just being like, I forgive you. Let's move on.
Yeah, that happened. We're over it.
We're not going to do that because I feel like kids are so in the moment.
Yeah.
That's where they live.
Yeah.
It's just, they're present without even having to remind themselves to be present.
Yeah.
Like, it's just who they are, how they're wired at their point in their life. So it's just like, let it be there and let's move on and we're going to do better. Sometimes I'm like, we're going to do better.
Yeah, that's how those neural pathways are created, right? All that fun in the moment, spontaneous. Oh.
Oh, we have our friend here. Mr. Rupis. Yes, my little sweetie.
Would it be a podcast without the doobie?
Pass the doob. I legit went to the YMCA today. I'm like, hey, I have my dog in my car almost every time I work out because I take her to work with me. I take her to the farm. And so, she's hard to leave home unless it's like, atrocious conditions outside and I don't think I can maintain it for the hour in my car. But I asked him, I'm like, I'm just putting it out there. Would you guys like to watch her for babysitter for the hour? Right? Yeah, I'm like, she's like a service dog. Pass the doob. It was awesome. Stay tuned to see what they say.
I'm very curious.
I mean, they could come to with open mind, open heart, and maybe just say yes. Could you imagine walking in there getting greeted with little Ruby Dooby?
Oh. Like, how could you not smile, right?
Exactly. Oh. She's spreading the love.
Yes. Hey, you planted the seed.
Yep, that's all. Just planted seeds. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh. Yeah, so, okay,
more
sorry.
Girl power.
Yeah, more girl power. Not to totally deviate from the Midwest Women's Herbal. I think we could go on, honestly, for a really long time about what we experienced at the Midwest Herbal Conference. And I definitely don't want to leave it there as far as what we have to say about it, because I feel like there is just so much more to share.
I don't think we can leave it there. It's going to be like, oh, remember when?
That's true. That's true.
So there'll be more, I'm sure.
Well, talking about plant energetics, I thought that was so cool with Miss Jane from Four Elements. Again, the Four Elements. How she talked about using your spidey senses and look at plant cues and what they could be telling you. When she said, in her experience, when she has done that exercise with budding herbalists, without them even knowing what the plant was, they were giving scientific uses, textbooks uses for the herbs that they were talking about based on what they were visually seeing, touching, smelling, the whole bit. Using their five senses, their six senses, really, with the unami taste, by tasting.
Yeah.
No, what's the sixth sense? Like the intuition?
Yeah, I think the spirit, the vibrations, yeah.
But using your five senses, and then that can really give you the doctrine of signatures. And if you don't know what the doctrine of signatures is, I highly recommend, again, checking it out, because when I first heard about the doctrine of signatures, it blew my mind.
Literally.
Yes, I was like...
Blew my walnut.
Yeah, because walnuts are great for the brain. So was that morel mushroom you found there?
Oh, that was a good one.
It was right after we did that exercise, and you're like, this is great for the brain? I think so. It just looks just like one. Yeah. Or it has a resemblance, at least. I just love the doctrine of signatures and plant energetics. I really just think it's the future of, the average Joe being able to tap into that and have the confidence to be like, yes, I'm going to do this. Because what we're finding is most plants that are in our lawn or, out in the forest, it's like a garden out there. It's just a natural foraged garden, a seasonal one at that the earth, the soil just gently takes care of.
It gives you what you need when you need it, right? Like in the spring, you get the dandelions and the nettles and all those builders to nourish you, to get you through. And then in the winter, like all the root vegetables, very hardy. They can last long, they store very well. Even the colors, I don't know if we mentioned the colors, but the colors of the fruits and vegetables, even red is sometimes associated with blood. I know the carrot looks like the eye, but that's not really orange. But I don't know.
But orange is, also speaking colors to your energy centers, too.
Yes.
So I feel like if you looked up at the phytochemicals that were available in that plant, it would correspond, the constituents would correspond to that energy center in some way or another.
It's all connected.
Better together. creating that synergy, which I feel like cannabis is so amazing. Like when you think of cannabis and all of her glory, you think of the entourage effect, because you know that there's how many different cannabinoids available in that plant that
Well
all
over 100.
well over being the master conductor, speaking to all of your energy centers, all of them.
All
It's
your
like
systems.
the rainbow.
Yeah.
All systems go, which is kind of crazy.
Full throttle.
Full throttle, baby. When you think about it, all the chakras are in the queen herb, cannabis sativa herself. That synergy,
Live here.
that entourage. And that, I also feel like, I was thinking in my car the other day too, help me, I'm going to kind of try to articulate this, but it's all up here. So I feel like the earth demonstrates her givingness in everything, from, the water that we drink to the food that we eat, obviously the herbs, the foods, the vitamins, to the wood that we use to build our houses, to the bricks, to the metals that are making our lights, our lampshades. I mean, I feel like she's been so giving, those precious minerals, the crystals, the minerals. It's just, she gives, like, again, kind of like the giving tree, she just keeps giving and giving and giving. And with our colonial perspective of thinking that man's on top and we conquer and rule, we're just not considering with the pyramid, everything's below us, and we're not considering the circle of life and how that can all be affected. And that's why Mother Gaia is angry and upset right now, and she's punishing us. Well, I think, especially in America, I shouldn't speak for across the world. This is really just American-dominated mentality as you get out and explore. I mean, really, we're just not very connected with what's below us, but that's okay. Be the change. We're here to change that. But I wanted to kind of relate that back, how the earth is so giving, and you see everywhere that you look, if you kind of trace it back to its root, or where that stemmed from, where that came from, even from the glass, from the sand that was, harvested from a beach somewhere along the way. Like, these are all the necessities that we're using to live. I mean, from everything you look at on a daily basis, and just having that connection of knowing where it came from. And then I thought of hemp and how, unlike some plants that are out there, you're only using the aerial parts or the top parts. You're only using the root. You're only using the flower, this, that, and the other. I just thought of how wonderful cannabis was, that you can use every single part of her. Just the master conductor kind of all like synergize that for me. But I wanted to share that little nugget of awesomeness, because really, isn't that amazing that with cannabis and the hemp plant, you can use every single part of her?
Yeah, you should. It's a shame if you don't.
Yes. From the grain to the fiber and the medicine. She is not a one-trick pony.
No.
She can do all the things, and that's another reason why she's so, so special.
Yeah. When I was hugging my second tree, he told me to find alternatives. He was tired. I was like, cannabis.
Can you tell the story of our tree hugging experience with Miss Laura at the Midwest Herbal Conference? Can you tell us a story,
yes,
Sunshine?
I would love to.
No, take your time. This is a good one.
So the assignment was just to go in the forest and use your spidey senses and try to find a tree to connect with, somebody that you wanted to either receive information from or just connection. So we were standing in the forest, beautiful, trees everywhere, and my eye caught this like little kind of gnarly looking one. Like it went, and then it kind of went here, and it had like this big ball thing here, and like it kept going up, but it kept going up, and it had leaves on top, so it was still growing and still alive. So I'm like, phew. So I was like, wow, that tree looks like it's had a rough time. Maybe it needs a hug. So I walked over there, and you're supposed to ground down and take some breaths, and then I don't know the exact process. I'll have to reference my notes, but I'm pretty sure that you ask for permission after first you examine it, use your spidey senses, look at it, touch it, smell it, ask permission before you touch it.
Or you approach it even.
Yeah. Like, do you want to be my friend? Basically, you ask the tree. Or like, can we be friends? And if it feels good, that's when you check it out, and then you ask permission to touch it. Oh, there I was hugging this tree, and I couldn't help but feel that it was like an adolescent, and like it was just trying its best, and it may not, may have made some mistakes along the way, but it just needed some loving. So the next tree, we carry on, we give it love, we go down the way, and then we're supposed to do the same thing. Well, the next tree that I found had these arrows on it, and it was like right in the path, and it was kind of like dark, like there was lots of tall trees there, so it felt a little more damp. And I felt like this tree, like we just sat here and hammered arrows into it to point to the direction of the trail. I was like, oh, well, that probably hurt. I'm like, you need a hug. So here I am after I go through the process, hugging this tree. And this one asked me for help. And by the size of it, it felt like it was like an adult, like the first tree was a younger, not infant, but adolescent. This was an adult, ready, doing its thing, protecting the forest, giving all plant life and animals homes and food and
oxygen.
Yeah, oxygen. So here I'm hugging this tree, and he's like, help, I'm tired. I can't keep up. Me and my buddies are trying our best, and we need help. So my brain's like, alternatives. You need alternatives. We cannot rely on these sweet trees because they just don't grow fast enough. And by fast enough, they don't grow as fast as we cut them down, I should say. So I'm like, oh, okay. Then there was a third. So we go down the trail, do the same thing. And this one was a big one. This one was like huge. I don't even know. I don't even know what kind of tree it was. Maybe oak or maple, but one of those where I couldn't even put my arms around it. Like I was maybe a quarter of the way around. But I was hugging it, and it felt so good. And it totally reminded me of all the elders. And I don't know, like, what else to call it. But, the wiser, our parents, our aunts, our uncles, anybody that's older and wiser than us. And this tree was telling me to slow down and be present and that it's okay. But it also, I forgot what it said. There's another part of it. But yeah, just basically slow down. Oh, but we're not disposable. Just because we're old, we're still beautiful, and we're even more wise. And respect is really what she said, is respect the elders. And that was my tree hugging experience.
Ah, so good. I love that. Because we went into it with an open mind. We're like, wow, this is really...
I thought we were going to identify trees. I thought we were going to go find out what an oak looked like, what an elm. No, we were tree hugging. And I couldn't be more happy about that.
We were seeing, meeting, and healing with trees with Laura Adrian. Trees are anchors for humans, past and present. In this workshop, you will learn to connect with trees and how to really see them. Connecting with trees can foster a sense of calm, relaxation, and community. They can also be a bridge that connects us with a deeper wisdom and truth. Come, be curious, and play with the trees. Laura was amazing. I feel like she had such a, you could tell she was very rooted in a strong understanding of the trees and the energetics. And for us to be able to take that pause and connect with the trees in Sisterhood, where we could share our experiences and know that we weren't crazy.
Yeah.
That other people were having these experiences as well was really eye-opening for me. It's kind of like, wow, it just felt validated, felt confirmed. Yeah. That, I'm not crazy.
No.
Like, these trees out talking to us.
Right. Yeah. Like, we were everywhere. I looked over my shoulder, I saw you, and I just full blown, like, loving on this tree. I was like, oh, this is the best day ever.
Yeah, like, so that minute alone, like, it was embraced.
Yeah.
It was really embraced, and it wasn't made out to be weird or that there was something that's wrong or no ill intentions. It was just a very humbling, honest, confidence builder to get the connection going with the trees. And I really like how you had that experience where it kind of went in progression just organically and naturally, because being able to zoom out and kind of see that for what it was and what it taught you is really profound, Sunshine.
I couldn't even pretend to make that up.
Like, you can't make that up. Like, that happened.
It did.
And I love that.
That was cute, too. Those other ladies, that tree that the lady said the tree told her to make a smiley face in the leaves. And the same tree was poking another lady, like, Gucci, like, get you.
Can I play with me?
Yeah. And she's like, I thought that tree was funny, too, but I didn't want to say anything because I felt funny. But come to find out, they were both feeling the same thing from this tree. So I was like, whoa. That kind of solidified it for me, too. I was like, this is really cool. I highly suggest you try it. You don't have to make it weird. You don't have to go through the checklist in any particular order, but just take a time. And I feel like it was almost like speed dating, like, hi, would you like to be my friend? You're like, oh, what do you look like? What do you smell?
Tell me all your secrets.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
I'm listening. I promise.
Yeah. It was awesome.
That was.
Do you want to share your tree experience?
A terrific time.
Oh, but a bum.
No, I loved it. Yeah, they said some really profound things to me, too, because you were supposed to, like, not second guess it and really just trust, like, the first thing that it said. And I thought that was another really cool takeaway from it as well, is that it was like, trust your instincts. Like, a lot of time, don't second guess what first comes to your mind. And there is no right or wrong. Mm-hmm. And just let it be in that flow and let that kind of let the energy go through you as you root down into the ground and feel all that connection. I just felt a huge sense of, like, connection and sharing the gifts. Mm-hmm. And I've heard, like, birds chirping all around, and they were, like, telling me to sing the song.
Yes.
Ramble on and sing that song. Round the world, be on my way. Okay, I don't know why that song is like an undertone to my life, but
let the let out.
Mm-hmm. Mm. And I feel like they thanked me. I feel like the trees that I did, make that connection with, were very grateful to be heard and seen. As strange as that may sound.
Wow, call me crazy, but I feel like that tree hugged me back too. So.
Yes, it was. It just hammered home all the synergistic, high vibrational concepts that were being sprouted.
Yeah, it
this
just
past
kind of
weekend.
solidified them all, right? It was like,
I'm glad we did that. That was like on the last day. I think that was on Sunday. I loved our opening circle, too. When you get there and check in, they decided for all the ladies to bring a special a part of the earth to make a wreath. And the wreath was just so dynamic and diverse by the end of it. And you could, throughout the way, like, kind of weave it together and just remember the tapestry of life. And it's man. Wow, it was just a beautiful symbolism for how we are interwoven.
And we each bring something amazing to the table, too. Like, to weave in, but in life, is in general, right? Like, yeah.
It's like women and flowers. Yeah. It takes all types. It really just does.
Flowers.
Mm-hmm. And that's part of the divine feminine. Mm-hmm. And that just makes me so happy. And we're all different and all unique. And we all have our special superpower. And if you take a moment to unravel the mystery, you will come out ahead. So I loved that opening ceremony.
Vibing and thriving. Yeah.
And then sensing the spirit of herbs with Ashley Marie Ellenboss. Mm-hmm. That was a really cool workshop too, where she had made tinctures and she bleep-blopped it into water, and you would take a moderate sip of that tincture and
First smell it, right? Swirl it almost like you would with wine.
Mm-hmm.
Get all the spidey senses going.
So many spidey senses. We're saying that a lot. And feel the sensations. Using your senses to feel the sensations that went throughout your body. And that was an immediate way to lock in your intuition of what it's used for. Mm-hmm. Feel it. Feel the herbal energetics without even like seeing the herb or being able to look at it. Feel it just by your sense of taste alone.
For example, there was one that made my lips tingly a bit. Do you remember feeling that at all?
Was that Rue?
I think it was. Yeah. It was just like right in the...
Yeah.
It was one of those nervines where it's like, pew! To get all your...
An energizer.
Yeah.
And good for coughs. They're like,
I think that's the same one that somebody was coughing. Like everybody had a little different experience with them too, which just solidifies that herb, there's not just one use for it, like it's going to give your body what it needs.
I feel like, are we picking you up?
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes. That was really, I'm so happy you said that because that's how herbs are, is that they're different for everybody. It is really a personal experience. That's why we would love to be able to put cannabis. I would actually, no one puts cannabis in box. No. But wouldn't it be easy? It's so much easier to be like, yes, it helps you with this, and this. And that's what Western medicine teaches you. That's what the singular compounds are going to affect you is for this specific action. But that's what makes plants and herbs and alternative healing so special is because it is really experimental and every body is different. So it's really just, coming into it with that mentality of that my experience is going to be different than your experience. And that's okay.
What your body needs. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing, actually. Like, it can, oh, this person needs this, right? Like...
Yeah, it's like the mycelium. Then we bring in the fungi and the mycelium connection and how, it's all interwoven beneath our feet as well.
Mm-hmm. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
Yes. And so that was kind of really, the
She's so smart.
So smart. We're just connecting a lot of dots here. And that is our purpose. Is to be curious and play. Yeah. Be fearless and play. Yes. And that's what we did here. I feel like it was really just an opportunity to kind of get out there and explore the relationship between taste, smell, and the phytochemicals that are available. And just those 3 herbs.
Yeah. No, we could have done that all weekend long.
We really could have. Shout out to Celia Farron. I started listening to her music online about prayers and hallelujah, but it wasn't that. She was her coffee. She was amazing. She was a Spitfire redhead. She was the badass barland, and
she broke all the ice. Everybody was singing. There was nobody sitting that bad in their chairs at that time.
No. Mm-mm. She was amazing. Just to kind of keep things light and disseminate information in a fun, playful way. Mm-hmm. You could tell her confidence was through the roof.
Just to hang out with her
and a voice of an angel.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the way she was delivering the messages were so creative and fun and engaging. Mm-hmm. I just love her so much and her energy. And she was actually giving Reiki to people with sound.
That was wild.
We would walk by and she would be like,
it really was like that.
It was. We were like,
at first we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, and then we're like, hey, hey, it takes all types.
It's like the tuning fork, right? Those
Yes. Speaking
notes and vibrations. Yes.
Feel the vibrations. Keep the energy flowing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
That's good. Then, and the music, speaking of music, the drum circle with Helen Bond was...
Oh, Helen. She was so sweet. Oh, I love her. She was like an auntie, right? Like, come into my bosom.
And she was big into the African culture, South Africa, and she does homages to New Guinea, right?
I believe.
And
that
helps,
sounds familiar.
with some infrastructure there and brings out music to connect everybody. And this lady, it like fits 33 drums in her van. She rolls it like a clown car, and these drums just keep coming out. And we're like, how? What? And baskets of really fun, engaging musical instruments. And anybody could play. She was such a good instructor.
Oh, such a good host, yeah.
Such a good teacher, where, everyone could find their place. If it wasn't the drums at that moment, maybe it was the tambourine. If it wasn't the tambourine, maybe it was the oinker. If it wasn't the oinker, maybe you were dancing.
Yeah.
Like,
or doing a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, movement-wise
She's
dancing
very
with
encouraging. She just had that sweet smile and like, keep going, keep
Permagrin.
going. You're like, oh, okay.
You're like, am I doing it right?
I
She's like,
know,
no, it's your solo then. Like, the moment you mess up, you think you're not doing it right, it's just your solo.
It's your time to shine.
I'm like, wow, Helen.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
The first night, I remember it was late. That was our first night there, and we were in the drum circle, and I was so tired. I'm like, must keep drumming.
As you're all asleep.
I'm like, 1, 2, 3, left, right.
And I'm in the background just dancing, like, no! I was like, all right, I can't get the beat. I'm just going to bust and move. This is what's happening. That was epic amazing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. And we talked about the Jane Holly Stevens and the Doctrine of Signatures. She was also there. She brought all the fresh herbs from her hoop house, which was super amazing to share her gifts like that. And she's really huge into the celestial gardening by the moon, which is, I am just starting to tap into astrology and how that all works. I'm really excited to learn more.
So basically, after the new moon, it's waxing, right? Mm-hmm. It's getting bigger. So that's the time to harvest. You don't want to harvest or plant when it's waning. You want it when it's growing, because you want your plants to grow.
And the waning is where you're planting, right?
I don't know. Well, to research this.
She has a whole calendar that maps
I don't know
out
what you do in the waning, though.
each month.
Maybe not harvest, maybe plant then. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, sowing more seeds.
And that we will too.
Yes, and then all by your signs as well, and kind of what moon phase it's in, and it's all that. I mean, talk about better together and interconnectedness.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild to think about. We haven't even.
We're
focusing on what's below. I mean, the mycelia, the fungi, the flora, the fauna. We haven't even talked about the stars and the sun and the moon.
The sky. No.
Oh, that is really, really super crazy. And of course, Linda Conroy for the lady behind all of the magic, who strings it all together and weaves such a beautiful legacy for herself, getting together these ladies to be able to communicate and share our gifts and vibe nectar off of each other. Yeah. She's the real MVP. And she really talked about the nourishment that is offering. I felt like she kind of really set the tone and the precedent for nourishing your mind, body, and spirit. And I'm so excited to make a really awesome oat straw infusion to nourish my soul, because Lord knows we're not getting it in our daily diet that we have. And so
your food is your medicine, so choose wisely, right? Like if it's not helping, it's hurting.
And her educational pieces of, I know she's just so big on passing down the knowledge. And she said she's an elder, and she likes to hang out with elders. So I feel like her student mentality, and she's always learning, and her connection with herbs is something I aspire to be like one day.
I feel like her curiosity is very inspiring. Yeah.
She's one of the wise women.
Yeah. And she's got it all together. She's got a great team too to help her. But she just makes it look so easy. Very chill, kind of like, what's meant to be will be. So that's very admirable. Love you, Linda. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for letting us be a sponsor. And I feel like our samples were flying off the table.
Oh.
We could not keep samples on the table.
We elevated the whole scene.
Yeah, we brought the party. That is for sure.
always do.
Our elevation station. That is for sure. Was it the teenagers yanking them? We can't be sure, but I also loved the lady, the sweet honey, Laura, who put mushrooms in her honey.
Ooh.
I feel like she was breaking the mold with her creamed honey, and as a good medium to use the medicine, kind of the same likes of what we're feeling with our chocolate.
Yes.
And how this is to us an excellent medium with the cacao to bridge the hemp and the mushrooms. The flora, fauna, fungi together in 3 awesome flavors. We sold out of chocolates at the Women's Herbal Conference.
That was so exciting.
They gone. And we also sold out of gummies too.
And joints.
And pre-rolls. I mean, we did really good. And then pair that with some crystals. We had some high vibe and healing happen.
Yes.
And Cannabis was just super happy to be amongst her sisters. And we couldn't be more thrilled to have been able to have that give and take, because I felt like we were, giving the queen herb's energy and, what y'all had to offer, and maybe people had never interacted with it before.
Right.
And then taking all of there was to learn and admire and adore. And a shot for the food was amazing too. The fermented food with every meal is something that I really want to incorporate into my at-home practice. And there was another thing too, the greens. I mean, I feel like a ton of salad. It was just like eat the rainbow.
Yeah.
And it was very prominent in
by
what
the
they
end,
offered.
our plates were all just kind of mixed together. It's like, it was so good.
Yes, and they always had
good.
infusions there. They had nettle infusions, rose hip, and there was a couple other that they threw in there. They would be gone pretty quick.
Yeah.
They were out, but I loved that. I loved the name tags we fully owned our sunshine and bubbles. That's what we introduced ourselves at over there, and people are kind of like,
Really?
well, all right.
Yeah.
And I think we gave out a few new nicknames too. So more sisterhood, sleeping in the bunks there.
It reminded me of Girl Scout camp, just like our kids go. It's like, this is an adult Girl Scout camp.
It really was.
Yeah.
It was.
We were exploring and singing and dancing and learning and...
I've been loving learning, and that sauna though.
Oh,
It was so addicting. I did not want to leave it.
I didn't know when to pull the plug, when you were hot or when you were cold, because you didn't want to be either, right?
Yeah, they had a cold shower outside, so you would just get like bust a sweat and then go shower off. Bust a sweat, shower off.
So
bust a
invigorating.
sweat, shower
The
off.
one time I got like when you ice cream headache, I got one of those from the shower. I'm like, oh, okay. Let go in. I didn't know you could do that.
That was amazing. And the yoga movement too, with the directionals, and our tobacco ceremony
That was
with sweet Andrea.
wild. She was the hostess with the mostest. She was so sweet. She invited us to a tobacco ceremony with her very, I think she carved it herself, her tobacco pipe, and just the whole process that goes into so much intention. There's like a method to the madness. You have to do it in order. You have to smoke the whole thing. Do not inhale. Do not let the smoke go out of your nose.
And pass the pipe clockwise.
Clockwise, receiving your left hand, because that's your feminine side. There's so many rules. I'm like,
Like,
So I didn't know feels like there's a test later. But we did it.
No, you're
It
forgiven.
was amazing. And it was so cool. And even in that were the directions. But instead of the elements, she was talking about the eagle and the white buffalo and the fox? Coyote.
oh yeah.
And there was one
Snake?
more.
I think the snake was in there.
Baby. She did have serpents on her things, though.
Yeah.
She was so pretty and mysterious.
Yes.
Yes.
Who was hosted the sauna, not a sauna,
Sweat Lodge.
sweat lodges.
Yes.
She hosted them. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
can we come? Like, let's go. When's the next one?
Yeah.
Because everything, it was very intentional from the racks to the sweat lodge itself to how many people they put in there, no charging, it was free, it's just like an energy exchange. I feel like that was really cool to get to know her a little bit more. I could definitely see connecting with her down the road. And she was Native, so a lot to learn.
Yeah, it was really neat to learn.
And on her quest to learn more about her ancestry and wanting a thirst for that knowledge before it's gone. Because a lot of it's passed down orally. And that's the problem with Natives and the language.
Which they tried to erase. It's a lot like Babel. Did that remind you of, do you know the story in the Bible about Babel, the city of Babel, where they're trying to build a tower?
Oh, yeah.
Or they're getting Bucky, and they're getting too big for their
totem.
britches. And, to heaven, right? And to stop it, God separated them, and they couldn't understand each other's languages, so they couldn't work together. And with colonialism and the Natives and how they sent them to Carlisle Indian school and try to basically erase their heritage and their culture and their language and their way, with the ways that they've been only known for thousands of years. And
savage. What happened there?
It was so sad. Yeah,
but they still prevail, and and we still have the opportunity to be able to learn.
So any traditions that are carried on are very important, and to preserve the language, especially, like, without the language, that language barrier, that's tough to communicate. Without communication, there's no understanding.
And I thought it was insightful too. You pointed out that with the directions, it all kind of came to a cross. See, he's everywhere.
Yeah, and Jesus may or may not have came to party at the party. Yes, he did. A sweet little Jesus.
We were just...
And they multiplied.
Oh, where'd he go?
They multiplied.
He's being planted and multiplied all throughout. Sunshine got a big bag of them and has been spreading around. I love it. How much fun.
It's like, where's Waldo?
Yes, it is. He's there. At every twisted turn, he is there.
Yeah, so many connections. They just overlap. It, to me, only confirms that it's just one love.
One heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hey, I feel like we had a lot more to discuss, a lot more to divulge on this episode, like Memorial Day. And what we were called to do there with our veterans, asking us to march in the Slinger, Wisconsin Memorial Day Parade, where we played homage to those past and gave up the big sacrifice. That was really awesome. It just got me thinking of the veterans. And, we're ready for donations. I don't know if the poll is up there, but how many veterans do you think could benefit from cannabis?
All of them. If they're open to it. I know a lot of them I shouldn't say a lot, some of them resort to alcohol, and that doesn't always serve them to their highest purpose. I really do feel like, I did recently read a poll that 57% of Americans agreed that medical marijuana could help veterans.
It's kind of like the Natives, too.
Yeah.
That resort to other things. It's like,
anybody.
Get back to our roots. Everybody. Not just the veterans.
All of us.
But I'm glad they have their day honoring those that have gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Everything.
Just like the Natives and some people in their family. And just, it's just one way to honor and restore that peace that can be, that is. Peace of eye. Not to be said there, but girl, we got to get ready for the market. We got
farmers market coming up this Saturday, 7:30 to 11.
Yo, girls, representing DNA Hemp out there with all of our beautiful offerings that we have grown here, sun-grown organic on our DNA Hemp farm. Put a little piece of our heart and soul and passion,
blisters,
and bee stings into the making of our products, and we couldn't be more proud to present them to our community, offer them to you, and it is our honor to be able to have the opportunity to do so.
Bubbles and I have so many ideas percolating. I feel like every week we're going to bust out a little something different and offer that to you because it's so special and we have plenty, just abundance that we'd love to share and teach you. Just like we're learning, we got to share that knowledge. Care Bears.
Grumpy and Funshine over here.
You are not grumpy. That is
I can get hangry.
Angry.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm grumpy when I'm hungry. Feed me a gummy.
But you are so far from grumpy.
All right. I think we have to wrap this up and save a little bit for the next episode.
I think that's right. Yep. Same time, same place.
We got to get to the get. And then we can talk about what we're doing here on the farm, what we got growing, some events that are coming up where we can really connect and go down. But seriously, guys, save the date. The Midwest Women's Herbal Conference happens every year on Memorial weekend, Memorial Day weekend. You get home on Sunday. And you can even do pre-conference immersions, but there's a ton to be had here. So if you're a lady and you want to learn and connect with Sisterhood and keep an open mind and how you can do that, I highly recommend joining us next year. We would love to party with you.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the Cheryl's Club in me.
It's truly an experience. I feel like just come with an open mind and maybe not your sweatsuit. No, I'm just kidding. Wear your sweatsuit.
Bring the comfort sweatsuits. We'll be like the rainbow. Well, we need more Care Bears.
Some pinks and some greens and some orange.
We are recruiting more members, and it's family friendly. So you can bring your kids if you wish, because they are the future, my friends.
Oh, that too. That sent it home. That was a big message.
Yes. It's all about the babies. It's taking what we have learned and applying it into our everyday lives, and they're watching. And I'm glad you guys are too. Thank you so much for listening and joining us here today. I'm forever grateful for this time spent together and building a legacy.
Living, loving, learning
that
together.
We can pass on to our babies.
So much better, stronger together.
Love you. I'm sorry.
I love you.
I forgive you.
I forgive you. Thank you.
Thank you.